There was a historic moment in Hollywood this week that I wanted to
Really?
bring to light, and we can move on. And the more of these things happen, I think the better the movies will be. It'll be less of virtue signaling and one-dimensional roles, or maybe in this case, since it's Latinas, there'll be less of a kind of a touristic sexual object like Salma had to bear with in the 90s. Even though we love her, she made the most of those
Look,
characters.
let's be honest. Salma Hayek loved being seen by as a desirable woman.
Yes.
I don't think she was running. She wasn't like put me in a hijab here on my roles. I
Yeah,
think she enjoyed what she was playing. I
yeah,
think
but
she
that's not
liked
my
being
yeah.
desired.
But that's not my argument. That's my argument is that that's all that was offered to
Sure,
a lot
I
of
think.
Latina actresses back in the day. This weekend, however, three historic films in regards to Latina leads are being released in the movie theaters, and even a fourth if you count Barbara Freire, who was in that Bob Trevino film. But let's bring up the biggies and who we're talking about here, right? You
Mhm.
have Rachel Ziegler, of course, in Snow White. That we
Mhm.
were, who's the lead?
Mhm.
All right. You have Isa Gonzalez
Yes. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh my God.
from Mexico in a sci-fi thriller. So now we're doing different. We just did fantasy with Snow White.
Mhm.
Now we got Homegirl from Mexico in a huge film called Ash,
Mhm.
sci-fi thriller. That's out right now. We got the
I gotta
review.
go see that this weekend.
Yeah, same here. Same here. We got the review. Rosa just sent it to me. We're gonna get that up.
There was a special screening because I remember the American Cinematheque, and
Mm.
there's a special screening of Ash that was a few nights ago. But I was just so tired from the fast of Ramadan, I just couldn't go. But I would have liked to have seen it before it got out to the theater.
Yeah. It debuted at South by Southwest. It co-stars Aaron Paul, and
Mm.
the reviews are favorable. Favorable. And then finally, coming out next week, so it's like within the same 7 days, Latina, we have Jenna Ortega in The Death of a Unicorn with Paul Rudd.
Hmm. I love
I
Jenna.
Yeah, she's great. I love doing it.
Here's why I bring this up. These are all very diverse roles. They're not in regards to it being like I think none of these are actually ethnic specific. We
Mhm.
talked about this. That Jenna's just playing a teenager whose dad is Paul Rudd and they kill a unicorn. Fantastic. Issa is in space. Ziegler is Snow White. So I just wanted to like just spotlight this, that this is really where I think the future is going with
Mhm.
this type of casting, type of storytelling. What are your thoughts, Cameron and Lorena?
I mean,
Well,
go ahead, Lorena. You first,
oh,
please.
I was going to say, it is good to see. I will also add that this is something also that Black actors went through in like the 60s and
Mm.
70s. The roles were only as either like, housekeepers or, blacksmiths or, the perp in a crime film. And eventually they started to get a diversity of roles that happened. So I think that this is a very good thing. It's not good to be just pigeonholed into something. So this is very, very and like very heartening to see happen with these diversity roles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it reflects the inevitable demographic change of American culture, which I think is actually a positive change. I think the rise of Latinos is good for our culture. I think it's good. It's a really healthy, vibrant culture, very family oriented culture, very religious culture. I think these are all things that are deeply important to American identity, which have been perhaps have been winnowed out for many generations, and they're coming back. And as a result of that, Hollywood, whether it shares any of those values or not, in fact, is often hostile to those values, needs to make money, and it's going to start casting more and more people because that's what the demographics are. And and if people are unhappy that Latinos are rising, man, I don't know. I mean, I like beautiful Latino women, so I don't know what your issue is.
Y'all need to get it.
I don't
Y'all
know.
really need to
I
get
just
over.
don't get that issue. Yeah, I just don't get anti-Latino racism. I just don't get it.
I do well. Basically, I'm Afro Latina, so I definitely do
You
not have a
know,
problem.
you know.
Amen.
I
I
mean,
don't.
who would dislike Latino women? I just don't. I don't understand.
Yeah. Again, I think it's wonderful because the roles are just very unique. Whether like they're great films or not, that's a different argument. Hopefully, I'm hearing good things about Ash and Death of a Unicorn. I think it's a great achievement, and I know at the end of the day, these actors want to be taken seriously, not just for their ethnicity. That's silly.
Yeah.
That's silly.
And
All right, cool.